Welcome to The Explainer. I am genuinely so excited you're joining us today because, well, we are going to completely tear down a deeply ingrained societal myth. We're deconstructing how genuine, lasting success is actually built, brick by brick, rather than just won in some arbitrary cosmic lottery. And we're going to do this through a truly fascinating case study that pretty much flips our conventional understanding of achievement right on its head. This isn't about those overnight viral moments or being born with a silver spoon. No, this is about the nuts and bolts of effort and character. So let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Dreamer's Reality. Let's take a look at Samir's foundation. Okay, let's dive into this. Dreams are for the rich, not for people like us. That is a seriously heavy, limiting belief. To really grasp what this means, we've got to understand the foundation here. Our subject today is a young man named Samir. He lived a very simple, quiet life in a small town. And honestly, the circumstances around him? Not easy. There was no clear path upward. Yet despite everything, Samir harbored these incredibly big dreams for a better future. But this quote right here, this is what the people in Samir's town actually told him. All the time. It represents the ultimate limiting belief. It's the cynical mindset of a community that's just kind of accepted defeat. And that's exactly the myth we are breaking down today. Just think about how paralyzing a statement like that is. It's perfectly designed to keep you exactly where you are, wrapping a total lack of effort in the disguise of just being realistic. Now, pay attention to the stark contrast between what society dictates and what the individual actually does. On one hand, you have that myth, right? The idea that success is just an arbitrary lottery locked away exclusively for the wealthy. But contrast that with Samir's actual reality. He works in a small shop all day long, and then he studies late into the night. Anyone who's ever pulled a double shift like that knows the sheer, bone-deep exhaustion it brings. It's the kind of tired where you literally start questioning why you're even trying. But what did he actually do when the townspeople threw all that heavy cynicism his way? Absolutely nothing. He didn't waste a single ounce of his precious energy arguing with them. He just smiled, and he kept going. He let his quiet, relentless daily grind be his only argument. Moving on to Section 2, a simple act of kindness. Every journey has a catalyst, and for Samir, it wasn't some flashy, high-powered networking event. It was just a totally routine commute home that became the pivot point for his entire future. So picture this. One evening, Samir is heading home, and he sees an old man struggling with a broken bicycle. Now, most people are walking right past, you know the drill, probably pretending to check their phones so they don't have to make eye contact. They're tired, they're busy, it's simply not their problem. But Samir actively chooses to stop. He uses his basic tools, the simple skills and resources he already has on hand, to fix the bicycle and send the old man on his way. He didn't just feel bad for the guy from a distance. He actually invested his time and physical effort to solve a problem for a complete stranger, expecting absolutely nothing in return. Section 3. The return on investment, or as I like to think of it, the incubation period. Let's move to how this builds, because this is where the story gets super powerful, but not immediately. This brilliantly illustrates the real timeline of success during that incubation period of Samir's life. We start with the daily grind, right? Working days, studying nights. Then we have that one evening, the isolated event of fixing the broken bicycle. But notice the immense gap right after that. Years passed. Success wasn't overnight. In those unglamorous, quiet years, Samir had to exercise a staggering amount of patience. He worked even harder in obscurity. He finally finishes his education, and he takes a huge risk to start his own small repair workshop. And slowly, just through the daily application of unwavering honesty and skill, his shop becomes famous in the local area. It required a relentless, slow grind, month after month, year after year, to build up that solid reputation. Only then, one day, does the old man actually return to expand the business. I want you to just pause for a second and really let the emotional weight of these words land. Kindness always returns in ways you don't expect. When Samir fixed that bicycle all those years ago, the old man thanked him with these exact words. Fast forward to the present day on our timeline, a car pulls up to Samir's shop, a well-dressed man steps out, and it is the very same old man. This profound statement was basically a prophecy. It was the ultimate delayed payoff for an investment Samir didn't even know he was making. And that brings us to the incredible climax of Samir's story. The old man looks at Samir and says, "You helped me when no one did. Today, I want to help you grow bigger." And because Samir had spent all those years building a legitimate, honest foundation, he was completely ready for this influx of support. With the old man's backing, Samir completely changes his trajectory. He expands his repair business exponentially. And what's really beautiful about this, he uses this newfound growth to uplift others. He starts hiring people right out of his own town. Honestly, probably some of the very people who once told him dreams were only for the rich.
Section 4. The True Success Formula. Let's look at the mechanics of growth.
We've seen the story, so let's distill the mechanics of Samir's journey into an actionable framework. So the crucial point is this: Samir never forgot the core truth. His expanded business was absolutely not a product of luck. It came down to 3 relentless traits. First up, kindness. Actually taking the deliberate time to use his basic tools to help a struggling stranger when literally everyone else was checking their phones and walking by. That kindness wasn't a transaction, right? It was a reflection of his character. Second, patience. Enduring those long, quiet years on the timeline where there was zero immediate reward. He just had to keep his head down, build his reputation, and deeply trust the process, even when progress felt painfully slow. And third, never giving up. Actively ignoring the heavy, crushing cynicism of his town and choosing instead to work the shop by day and study by night. That combination right there, that is the anti-luck formula.
As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question burning in your mind. Take a hard look at your own daily grind right now. Are you waiting around, relying on luck, just hoping a winning ticket unexpectedly falls into your lap? Or are you actively building your own success framework through deliberate kindness, unwavering patience, and absolutely refusing to give up? The myth says it's an arbitrary lottery. The reality says it's a choice, so make the choice to build it. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this sparks a change in how you view your own potential. Keep building.